This is Radha Sudhanidhi, verse 128, continuing from yesterday. Very beautiful verse describing the we were discussing a very amazing and paradoxical quality of Srimati Radharani. She's sitting on the lap of Krishna, who is feared by fear personified. Krishna, God, he's unconquerable. Yes, she's Maha Antakam. We're explaining why is she afraid? If you're sitting on the lap of God, you shouldn't be afraid. So we'll read this verse and we'll continue on that point. Shura premaika lila nidira haha mahantakam anke stiti cha. Preshte vibrat yarabhraspurad atula kripasneya madhurya murti. Pranalya koti nirajita parasushama madhuri madhavena. Shri Radha mam agadamritam rasa bharite kahi dasya abhishinchet. Translation. Alas, when will she, Radha, who is the only ocean of pure love pastimes, who is very much afraid of being separated from her beloved Krishna, even though Radharani is sitting right on Krishna's lap. Radharani is the very form of matchless, sweet mercy and affection. And Radharani's beautiful lotus feet are worshipped by millions of her heart's friends, as well as by Madhav Sri Krishna himself. When will she shower me with the full condensed deep nectar of her service? So this is a standard approach to prayers that we see throughout the Srimad Bhagavatam, that whenever the bhakta is approaching the Lord, whether it's the demigods approaching Lord Vishnu, whomever it is, they usually glorify the Ishtadevata. You're like this, you're like that. Then they ask for some fortune. Please protect us from Kamsa, protect us from Haranyakashipu. So here, Sripad and Manjari Swarup is saying, Radharani, you're beautiful, you have these beautiful qualities, your love, your mercy, your affection, and your worship by everyone, by all your gopis, and even God himself worships you. Yet you're afraid sitting with Krishna. These are your amazing qualities which have attracted my heart. But then, when he concludes the prayer by saying, your seva, it's you're the one that's captured my heart. You're the one that's captivated my mind. You're the one that I hanker for. You're the one that I'm striving for. You're the one that I want to be with eternally and serve you. Serve those sweet, affectionate feet. So this is the basic idea of many of the verses of the Goswami Granthas. That's why he said the title of this course is Radharani's Glories and Her Seva. So this theme summarizes the actual content of most of the verses of Stavavali, and this is Radha Sudhanidhi, glorifying Radharani, her love, her prema, her qualities, her beauty, her form, and then begging for service, and that in a general way, and sometimes begging and petitioning Radharani to bestow a particular seva, as we heard the other day. Prabodhananda Saraswati was saying, I'm longing for the day, I'm hankering for the time, when my hands and feet and eyes can be engaged in your service. And how will I serve you with my hands, feet, and eyes? He says, my feet will be engaged by running behind your feet as you run down the forest path on your Abhisar for your lover's trias with Krishna and the Kunjas of Vrindavan. My feet that's the perfection of my feet, is using them to run down the footpaths. And the perfection of my hands is when I'll be able to massage your feet that are tired from dancing and the fatigue of the rasa dance. And the perfection of my eyes is just to see you running like this with so much anticipation and so much joy and eagerness to serve your beloved and be with your beloved. And then many other services which you've heard over the years from Radha Sudhanidhi. But here he's he's remembering Radharani, Shripad and Manjari, Sarup, Avesh, remembering Radharani's amazing qualities which have captured his heart. And he's also, in this verse, is educating us to become more aware of Radharani's diverse personality and her qualities, to what extent, and to remind us that the one that we want to worship, because the whole idea of Gaudiya Vaishnavism is Radhadasyam, the service of Radharani. And this, for many, it may be a new idea, because we may begin Krishna consciousness as Krishnadas or Krishnadasi, with the focal point of serving Krishna, Krishna Prema, Prem Seva, and then, this is the general, at least for older Western devotees like myself, and somehow by good fortune we come to know that the one we want to serve is serving someone. So we left off yesterday about this one line from the verse. It says, Shuddha Premaika Lila Nidhir Maha Antakam Anke Stite. Maha Antakam Anka Stite. The Radharani is sitting, positioned or placed on Krishna's lap, Anka, and she's Mahatanka and Anka. She's very, very afraid. So we're summarizing from the Tika what they're explaining about that. So just a small review. So devotees of Krishna, they experience fear, but not the ordinary fear of the material energy. They're afraid of losing Krishna's darshan. We're afraid of losing Krishna's love, or his attention, or his loving service and association, to whatever degree we have it. And I mentioned yesterday a very practical fear we may have is the fear of, if we're living in Vrindavan, or fear of anything, a fear of not being able to live in Vrindavan. Or I remember some devotee recently, they went to get a visa, and they were praying to renew their visa, and they were praying to everyone, please pray for me that I get my visa. One devotee. And so this one lady, so in her face she was very anxious. Her face was full of anxiety and anxiousness. Will I get the visa or will I not? And if she doesn't get the visa, she goes back to Russia. She gets a visa, she stays here with the devotees and the Vrajadam. So this is a real thing. This, even from our level, the gopis like Radharani here, she's the greatest devotee and she has the greatest fear. She's afraid of losing Krishna's darshan, and sometimes she's sitting here. We hear that she's sitting on the lap of Krishna, Ankastite, Maha-antakam, but doesn't describe in this particular verse. But this same type of action is there in the aspect of Radharani's prema called Prem Vaichitya. Radharani is sitting with Krishna, and then she's enjoying intimately with him on his lap, Ankastite. Some bumblebee comes, everyone knows the story, Prem Sarovara is based on this Leela. And some Madhukar comes and buzzing and around Radharani's face and wants to taste the nectar of her lips, thinking that her face is a golden lotus flower, because her face is naturally so fragrant, because she's a Padmini. Padmini word in Sanskrit means female elephant, but it also means Padmali. Ali means gopi. So the lotus-like gopis, Padmini is a woman. She's described as Padmini. Padmini means elephant also in Sanskrit. But Padmini means one whose body naturally smells like a fragrant, sweet, attractive lotus flowers. And this is a characteristic of ladies in the higher planetary systems, the Swargavasis and these type of celestial damsels. Never is this a quality of earthly beings like you and I, but in the divine extraterrestrial spiritual pastimes of Radha and Krishna, the gopis are called Padmali. So the bumblebees flying around Padmini Radha's face to land on it. Yeah, shoot. And Krishna's just sitting there for this Leela, and then some gopis, they chase that bumblebee, and they go, another word for bumblebee is Madhusudan. Sudha means nectar, Madhu means sweet honey. So then they chase the bumblebee away, he flies away out of fear. And the gopis, Alita says, don't worry, don't be afraid. We chase that Madhusudan far away. He'll not come back here again and disturb you. As soon as Radharani hears Madhusudan has gone far away, then she comes, exhibits this temperament or this mood of, it's sometimes translated Prem Vaichitya or Prem Vichitra, and both meanings apply. Prem Vaichitya means Vai-chit, Vai-chaitana. She loses her consciousness. Chaitana chit means conscious. She practically faints, although she's sitting. She loses all awareness, all consciousness of her, and awareness of her immediate surroundings. She doesn't realize in the bewilderment of her separation. It's one of the 4 types of viraha in Prem Leela. The Radharani is Prem Vaichitya. She loses, Vai means without, Chaitya, she loses her consciousness. Oh, where is Sham? He's right there, you're sitting on his lap. She can't see him, she can't perceive him because her mood is changed. And then it's also described as Prem Vichitra. Vichitra means, or Chitra, means variegated and varieties. So it also applies because in this particular temperament or display of loving intimacy and intense attachment to Krishna, Radharani displays a vast variety of very colorful and wonderful and amazing emotions and feelings towards Krishna, and everyone's amazed. And even Krishna is saying, wow, how is it possible? Who could experience something like that? This is something completely divine and transcendental. So even the gopis want to explain, no, it wasn't Madhusudan, a bee. I mean, it wasn't your lover that we chased away. It was a bumblebee. And Krishna makes, with his eyes, he communicates, no, don't tell her. I want to relish. This is the whole idea of these different bhavas and types of moods of prema and separation and whatnot, that it enhances the bliss and pleasure of Krishna, which is the aim and goal of every devotee, especially Radharani. So it increases his bliss. So here Radharani is being described as Maha Antakam, Ankastate Chaprishte. She's very afraid of being separated, although she's sitting on Krishna's lap. This is inconceivable when you read in the 7th canto the story of Prahlad Maharaj. He was not afraid when God or Bhagavan appeared before him as Nrsingadev, but all the devatas were very afraid. This Indra and the chief of all the demigods, Indra and Brahma and Shiva, they were all, even Lakshmi didn't recognize her own husband in this new feature as Nrsingadev. Nrsingadev, Vishnu, Ram, Krishna, they're all Vishnu Tattva. They're one in Tattva, they're all Bhagavan, so she should be aware. She's Bhagavati and this is Bhagavan standing before her. And they pushed her forward and said, look, he's so overheated. He's going to burn down the whole universe. He's so angry in his mood of fatherly protection for his affectionate son, Prahlad. His affectionate devotee, Prahlad. You should do something to cool down your husband. And she looked at them and said, this isn't my husband. Well, I don't know who this is. And so then they said, well, no one can remove the tremendous anger and ferocity of Lord Nrsingadev. So they pushed Prahlad up, and Prahlad, he came to save you. So it's okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Nrsinghaya Namaste Tejasya Bhava Vajranaka Vajramstra Karma Shayan Randaya Tamo Grasa Grasam Swaha Abhayam Atmini Bhujishtam Shram. Prahlad starts offering prayers to Nrsingadev, and everyone was relaxed, and Nrsingadev started smiling. From Ugra Nrsinga, he became Shant Nrsinga. Ugra means horrible, ghastly. Ugra Nrsinga. with his long claws and gnashing teeth. Then he became a peaceful pussycat. Shantana he was just... Then you see those paintings of Prahlad sitting on his lap, and even in Brihad Bhagavatamritam, it's the most amazing intimacy. And there's Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati gives some description of the evolution of Godhead through different rasas, which is his own conception, but I never read elsewhere. But this, when in Brihad Bhagavatamrita, when Prahlad is sitting on the Sringadevi's lap after he's cooled down and relaxing, then it says in the Sringadev Bhagavan, he was licking and fondling and licking and caressing Bhakta Prahlad on his lap. This is what cats, female cats do with their babies, their kittens. They lick them on the eye, the cat's going like this, like that, and they're licking them on the nose and eyes. And you see that this is the Vatsalya, this is the motherly affection. What to speak of cows? The Gaumata, when she has her baby, she licks the cow so much she practically falls over. He's standing on his wobbly baby legs, skinny little legs like this. She's licking him so forcefully that she wants to swallow him and loves him so much. So it's a rather amazing vision that Sanatana Goswami reveals from different Puranas, that in the mood of a mother licking her son or kissing her son. So then Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati said, this is the Bhagavan here was experiencing, Vishnu in his relationship with Prahlad was experiencing the flavor of Vatsalya Bhav. Because in Vaikuntha there's no Vatsalya Bhav. And there's no Sakya, it's told there's 2.5 rasas, Shant and Das, and half of Madhurya. But even the Madhurya, this Pati Bhav of Lakshmi Devi, she's more like a dasi. She's busy doing charan, padasevanam. This is in Nectar of Devotion, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, it says that Lakshmi Devi is the exemplar of the perfection of this mode of devotional service, number 4, padasevanam. Like Lakshmi, her perfection is achieved and seen in the padasevanam, the massaging and serving the lotus feet of her husband. So she's conjugal, the wife, and Pati Bhav, the lawful wife of Narayan, but she's depicted like that. Usually she's depicted sitting at his feet, very respectfully, honorably holding and massaging his feet. We don't see pictures of Narayan walking down a footpath with his arm on the shoulder of Lakshmi Devi. Have you ever seen? Have you ever seen pictures of Narayan on a julin and Lakshmi Devi is sitting on the julin, Narayan is standing on the julin, and they're swinging? Have you ever seen pictures of Narayan with a pitchkari in his hand and squirting holy colors on Lakshmi Devi, and she's all splattered with red on her and yellow on her face? I don't think so. So there's quite a difference in Ras, in Rasaraj Sri Krishna and Mahabhavati Radha. So that's another instance of a devotee sitting on the lap of the Lord. So he was not afraid. Prahlad was not afraid. All the demigods were afraid of Nrsimhadev, but not Prahlad. And here's Radharani. She's not sitting on the lap of Nrsimhadev, and she is in one sense, but because Krishna's Sarvavatari Bhagavan, Purnatam Bhagavan, he's not revealing that form, that Ugra Nrsimha. He's revealing and showing his Madhurya Purushottam, Leela Purushottam form to Radharani. But yet she's Maha Antakam. She's so afraid. And the other example is given in the Tika about Dhruva. Dhruva Maharaj. Who is Dhruva? He's a Kshatriya's son. He's 5 years old and he's wandering through the forest, and he's not afraid of tigers and snakes and lions, even though he's walking alone through the jungles. And because Why was he fearless? Abhayam? Because he always felt the presence of his all-protective, merciful Lord Vishnu, Chaturbhuj Narayan. So he wasn't afraid. But in the land, it says in the Tika, in the land of immaculate love, Shuddha Prema, which we discussed 2 days ago, that's the first glorification of Radharani, Shuddha Premaika Lila Nidhira. That she's a Lila Nidhi, so she's an unlimited treasure ocean, Lila Nidhira, of Shuddha Prem. She's an unlimited ocean of pure Shrinkar Prem, pure love for Krishna. So now in this place, Vrindavan, this is the land of Shuddha Prem. Here it's a nice idea. We have Mahabhava Mahi Radha. Now she's become Mahabhaya Mahi. Mahabhaya. Mahabhav Mahi has become Mahabhaya Mahi. Very nice. She's a Mahabhavati. She's full of Mahabhav, the most intense and amazing display of attachment and loving service and bliss and joy and a relationship with Krishna. But now she's in the Mahatankam. She's the Mahabhayamayi. She's saturated with fear, even though she's directly sitting on the lap of God. This is the most amazing and paradoxical point. So we hear these are some of we hear the magic of Braj. We hear about the magic of Braj. The magic and the mystery of Braj is the very relationships of Krishna with his devotees. How intimate, how special, how amazing, and how ultra human-like they are. It's more human-like than we are humans. The pastimes of Radha and Krishna are more human-like than even we are. We're more mechanical. But you hear this, there's fear, there's the greatest devotees. You could imagine, you would think if you're with God, you would be fearless. But this is a transcendental fear. And that was, of course, Prabhupada was named that. His birth name was Abhay. Abhay, fearless son of Mr. Day. Abhay, what was it? His father's name, Gaurachand or whatever. So he became the servant of the lotus feet of the fearless one. So all devotees are fearless because they're always and everywhere feeling the presence and protection of their Purushottam Sri Krishna, Lord Ram or whomever. Devotees are not afraid of anything. But here in Braj, Radharani is afraid, very afraid, Maha Antakam, of God, the original source of fearlessness. Radharani is afraid of losing her lover, being separated from Shyamasundar, even for the blink of an eye. This is the sweet glory of Srimati Radharani told in this verse. I heard once a lecture by Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Dev Goswami from his own Anubhav, his realization. He was saying in Braj Leela, in all the rasas, in all the 4 rasas, Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, Madhur, there is this mood of viraha, separation, and fear. Because separation means to be away from your beloved for moments, for days, by distance, by situation. Praying by chitta, there's no distance. There's no time or space separation. You're sitting on the lap of the beloved, ankastate. But there's a separation of mind and heart due to some extraordinary circumstance and the intense level of your attachment. You simply hear the name Madhusudan is gone, and you fall to pieces. You lose everything, practically faint. No, he's not gone, he's here. And she couldn't hear anything. So he was saying that all the devotees of Krishna and Braj, they're afraid of being separated from Krishna. Then he went on to explain the cause of he said in every rasa is mixed with viraha bhav. Viraha. Generally we think that viraha, the 4 types of separation, they apply to Radharani and Madhura Bhav. And there's fear. And we see, here's an example of Radharani and Madhura Bhav. She's afraid. She's afraid of being separated from Krishna. But he was explaining perception is that Mother Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj are also afraid of losing Krishna. They're afraid. Why are they afraid? What is the basis of their fear? They're afraid of being separated from their son. And not by accident, and not by being vanquished by some demon, because at the birth of Krishna, Gargamuni, we're told in the birth ceremony, he told Nanda Maharaj that your son, he's a Narayan Amsh, he's like equal to, he's Sama. He said, Narayana Sama. He said, your son is equal to Narayan. That was predicted in his Kundali, in his birth ceremony. So therefore, Nanda Maharaj has seen, and all the cowherd men and boys and ladies, everyone has seen that repeatedly Krishna has saved them from Putana, Nagasura, and Trinavarta, and Vyoma, etc. So there's no fear of Krishna being vanquished, and always be there. But they're afraid because Yashoda and Nanda were thinking, we're not really his mother and father. This child, this Nandalal, this Yashoda Dulal, he's only on loan. He's on loan, like someone may say, well, you can borrow my car while I'm on vacation. So then you get the news, guess what, your friend came back. Oh, I guess he'll want his car back. Then he calls one day and said, I want my car. So then you have to give up. So they're thinking, oh, Krishna, he's the son of Vasudeva. He's Vasudeva, Devakinandana, Vasudeva Nandana. Then he may go back to his mother and father. He was just kept here for safekeeping, but now everything may be peaceful, and they may call him back. And so they were that intensity of that fear of separation really intensified their possessive feelings and intensified their loving attitude towards Krishna. Because if you have something wonderful and amazing and satisfying and fulfilling, but there's always a thought in your mind, I may lose it. I may lose this person or this relationship. So then the obvious response would be to be very careful and very attentive and very loving, so that, especially nowadays, there's no guarantee of any relationships. I mean, you get married today and divorced tomorrow. Marriage is supposed to be the most binding sambandha in this world. By dharmic law and social law, that it was previously against the law. We say, you are mine, I am yours, or you are mine to have and to hold. These are the marriage rituals or rites. And I will serve you till death do us part. I will serve you throughout your life and my life until death do us part. And then of course the marriage is over then. So that was the only thing. So she's afraid. Then the cowherd boys are thinking similarly. They're playing and enjoying so much with Krishna. And they're thinking, well, actually, he may run off to, because he's dear Lalita, and he's unpredictable. He can go here or there. One day he says, let's run to the Kamvan. Let's play there. Next day he says, let's go to Vrindavan. Let's go to Govardhan. Let's go here, let's go there. And we go all over Braj, chasing behind Krishna and the cows in our Sakya Leela. So one fine day he might say, listen boys, it's really been a lot of fun. It's been a really long summer vacation. I had a lot of fun with all my summer vacation friends in this vacation spot of Vrindavan. But now I'm going back to the big city. My vacation's over. I have to go back to school, go to Sadipani Mani school. So I'll see you, bye. And, oh, wait a minute, you can't just go. I mean, what about Subal and Sridham? Next vacation maybe we'll meet. This happens in this world. So they have that fear also of separation. So this is the one point of this verse. It's just an amazing quality of Braj as a whole, and especially of Radharani, who is, because it's obvious that you can draw the parallel. When the attachment is great, and you have intense attachment and intense possessive feelings, then also the fear of separation is equally as great. If you're not attached to someone or something and you lose it, okay, I'll get a new one, some object, some cell phone, etc., etc. But people are not cell phones. At least they're not supposed to be. It's getting reduced like that. So when we have relationships, personal relationships with devotees and friends, then they may be these are very valuable, endearing relationships which may completely bind and tie up our minds and hearts, and we can't even anticipate the inevitability of separation. It creates such an intense fear, but that fear is there even in Radharani with Krishna. And Krishna also, when Radharani displays man, you see how fearful Krishna gets. He controls every inch of creation, not a blade of grass moves without the sanction of the Lord. But when Radharani shows an unfavorable, opposing or contrary mood towards Krishna, like, not now, not today, I don't know when, just don't talk to me. Then Krishna is at his wit's end, how to mollify Radharani's man, how to pacify her, how to solace her, how to win her favor again, how to make her smile. So Krishna does anything and everything to gain the association of Radharani. Why? Because he's so attached to Radharani, and he loves Radharani so much that he becomes fearful. Oh, so he goes to such an extent that he falls at Radharani's feet. He holds on Radharani's feet and he begs her with his beseeching words, and he's crying, he's bathing Radharani. Krishna, Bhagavan Sri Krishna is bathing Radharani's feet in an abhishek of his prem ashru from his lochan, from his eyes, or bathing her feet, and he's caressing her feet and looking up from the ground towards her. Radharani sitting on her singhasan. Oh Radharani, oh Shamaju, oh Praneshwari, oh Priyaji, please give up this mood, please accept me. And Radharani's like, it melts her heart. But then we see that sometimes everything doesn't work. Krishna tries to tell jokes, he makes faces, he speaks in such a flattering and wonderful, submissive way. Radharani doesn't listen. He makes so many gestures and funny faces, and she doesn't look. And he tells so many riddles and so many witty repartees and jokes, and she goes like this, I don't want to listen. Then Krishna is very much fearful. There's 8 symptoms of sattvic bhava, and one is vaivarnya. Vaivarnya means the color, you become flushed, your color changes. So Krishna's Sham Varna, his Megh Varna, his beautiful darker blue complexion, it becomes whitish, becomes almost faint in fear of separation from Radharani, and he's trembling, and his hair is standing on end out of fear. The emotion, the gona ras, is called bhaya, a bhaya ras, but then it registers and exhibits as an anubhav, and then these sattvic bhavas. So Krishna goes before the manjaris, Tulsi Manjari, Rupa Manjari, trembling, tears in his eyes, holding his hands. Please, can you do something? You're Radharani's dearest manjaris, you're her kinkaris, you're her shadows, you're her everything. Please, can you? And then Vrinda Devi and Yogamaya, Purnamasi and Kundalata and others and manjaris, they say, all right, this Radharani is really, there's 2 kinds of man, unfavorable mood. One is causeless and one has a cause. Hetuki and hoituki. Hetu means cause. So sometimes it's very difficult to break Radharani's man, so then the Sakhis and Manjaris say, you will have to dress up as a girl, as a gopi. And how many times, and how many places, and how many circumstances, and how many disguises does Krishna disguise, does God practically changes form and appearance to break Radharani's man? Gopal Champu, by Sri Jiva Goswami Pad, he describes 20 different costumes and and forms that Krishna takes, various female forms, because of his fear of losing Radharani, her darshan association, he goes to that extent of dressing up as a woman. Even puts his choli on and puts some mangoes inside. Like full-on form. It's Chamatkara Chandrika. And Krishna comes as a female singer, because Radharani's in Man, and she's also locked in the house by Jatila. And then there's a whole humorous scenario where at some point in the story, Radharani's very pleased with the singing of Vidyavali, and says, "Oh, she's come from Mathura and she sang so nicely. We should reward this Sakhi. Sang so beautifully. I feel so peaceful. I feel so happy now. I'm in a good mood. I don't feel so angry and disturbed over that Shamsundar. But we should reward her. We should give her some new clothes. I mean, I'm the princess. I'm the daughter of the king, Vrishabhanu, in Vrishabhanupur. So we should give her nice gold embroidered choli and nice sari." And then Kundalata was her assistant. She said, "Yes, Radharani, that'd be very nice. You put all those clothing in a box and we'll take it back to Mathura and some very auspicious function, some programs, and she can wear." And then Lalita says, "No. Radharani she should dress in that right now." And the pastime. So finally, the gopis surround Krishna in his form as Vidyavali Sakhi. And they start undressing him to change his clothes. And she, "Oh, no, I'm very shy." And then Lita says, "What is this? We're all women here. There's only women here. It's a known fact that women are never shy in front of other women. So what's your problem?" No, but I'm from Mathura and I don't know so much." And Krishna tries his best and he can't. He's sunk. He's finished. They said, "I'd be quiet." So they, all of a sudden, out of his choli, dong, 2 mangoes fall on the floor. And then Lalita says, "What's that?" And it goes on. This book is there. This is Chamatkara Chandrika by Vishwanath Chakravarti Pad. Very humorous pastimes. If anyone doesn't have that book and they want those pastimes, I have some books. I once gave a donation to Sri Advaita Dasji, and he gave me a bunch of books called Panchakam, or something like that. 5 books of Vishwanath Chakravarti Pad, including that. So if anybody wants a copy, I'll give you on request after Harinam. So now the next point is, in the verse, is about Radharani's mercy and her affection, her mercy and her kripa and her sneha. And that line is there. It says, Adabra spurad atula kripa sneha madhurya. Madhurya murti. So that's translated here, that Radharani is the very form of matchless, sweet mercy and affection. And here we have another translation. It says that it's rather poeticized. Shri Radha is the very personification, Murti, Kripa Sneha Madhurya Murti. In other words, she's the Murti of Sneha. She's a form of affection. She's a Madhurya Murti. She's a form of sweetness. And then Kripa Murti. She's many forms in one. She's a Kripa Murti, a Sneha Murti, and a Madhurya Murti. And each one of those descriptions of Radharani's qualities are gun, Radharani gun. It's atul. Tula means balance or measure. And atul means immeasurable. Atul. Sometimes there was a great Radharaman Goswami who took sannyas from Madhva Sampradaya. His name was Atul Krishna Goswami. He's the father of a very renowned and famous Radharaman Goswami who's preaching worldwide, and his name is Sri Pundarik Goswamiji. Very wonderful, sweet Vaishnava. He's also preaching in English in different places, maybe you've heard. So he's a tool. So This translation says Radharani is the very personification of profusely, atul, brilliant mercy and matchless in the candid affection, candid sweetness of affection. So that means Radharani is really, really sweet. She's so loving and kind and sweet. And we see here practically in Vrindavan, and everyone comes here taking shelter of Radharani. Even Srila Prabhupada in some tapes and lectures in Nectar Devotion Time in 72, he said, you see, here in Vrindavan, everyone is taking shelter of Radharani. These are the words of Srila Prabhupada. Here in Vrindavan, everyone's taking shelter of Radharani because she's Karunamayi. She's very affectionate. So here, mostly the devotees are chanting Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Radhe, Radhe. And it's a fact that she is very, very affectionate, and that's the quality that's sustaining our very lives, is kripa and sneha, the mercy and affection of Vaishnavas, Vaishnava kripa and sneha, and Guru kripa and sneha, and especially Radha kripa and sneha. Or you can say Nam Prabhu, the kripa, the mercy of Nam and the affection of Nam, because that is Radharani and Krishna combined together. So here, this is the basic quality that Radharani has. There's some Leela that Srila Natadasa has included here. It'd be nice to read that. We can just see that. It says, this is kind of was after the fearfulness. This is Radha's praying by Chaitya Leela. Lalita, Vishaka, and Radha Govinda are sitting together in a beautiful forest grove. Brinda hands Shamsundar 2 red lotuses. When Krishna tries to... So we're in the Kunja, and we're doing our seva there, our Nitya seva given to by us by Gurudev. And we're seeing that Brinda Devi arrives in the Kunja, and she hands 2 beautiful red lotus flowers to Shamsundar. Then he wants to decorate Radharani with these, because whatever you put in Krishna's hand, he wants to offer it to Radharani. And whatever we put in Radharani's hand, she offers to Krishna. Prabhupada used to say, we don't approach Krishna directly, we approach Radharani. I remember that in 74 when we joined. So we don't approach Krishna directly, we approach Radharani. And we put whatever we want to offer to Krishna, we put it in Radharani's hand. We offer it to Radharani and we say, oh Radharani, I picked this beautiful red rose, very fragrant rose from the neighbors near the temple. So please, I'm offering this to you. Please offer this to your Krishna. Please offer this to your Krishna, because you're Madhu Sneha. Your Krishna is yours. This is the one type of, in Anurag it's called Madhu Sneha, that her affection is so sweet and so thick. Radharani's unbreakable flow of affection is so great that she thinks, it's called Madhya Bhav. Madhya Bhav, Krishna is mine. And then the affection, the sneha of Chandravali is called grita, or ghee-like affection. When ghee heats up, it gets very thin and flows very fast and just rushes very fast. And so her mood, her bhavana, her conception is tvadiya bhav. I am his, I am yours. Tvadiya means I am his, I am yours. So Radharani says, no, I'm not his, he is mine. He is mine. So that when Prabhupada told us that we should offer things to the hand of Radharani, because Krishna is hers. But we're fine just going to Radharani, because if Radharani's pleased, automatically Krishna's pleased. And Krishna tells Arjuna in the Adi Puran that he who tries to please me will not please me. He who tries to be my devotee and please me will not really be able to please me. But if we try to please the devotee of Krishna, and this was Krishna's instruction to Arjuna in Adi Vraha Purana, he who tries to please me and serve me directly, it's not a good idea. better to serve and please those below Krishna, and serving Krishna. That's why we have Gopi Anugata. Hey Tulsi Maharani, I'm worshipping you every day and praying to you. Hey Nevadana Dara Sakir Anugata Karo. Please be kind to me and merciful that I can be a servant of the servants of the gopis, Gopi Anugata. So here, back to the pastime. So no one really knew, but inside those two red lotus flowers that Krishna was presenting to hang on Radharani's ears to decorate her golden face and her beautiful black hair, a very beautiful combination. Beautiful molten gold face and complexion, and jet black hair, long wavy black hair, and then these bright red lotus flowers hanging over. It's quite a sight to see. And but inside, hiding inside those lotus flowers, there was a bee, a madhukar. Bzzz. And suddenly that bee flew out of the lotus flower and went right around Rani's face. A pretty smart bee. Because he was attracted by the sweet fragrance of Radharani's face. And Radharani became fearful, and she wraps her vine-like arms around Krishna, and she embraces him tightly. Then Madhu Mangal chases the bee away, saying, Radhe, don't worry, it's all right. Madhusudan, the bee, is gone far away. You won't see him anymore. You won't see that Madhusudan anymore. Huh? What? You chased him far away? I won't see him anymore? So then Radha thinks that Madhu Mangal is referring to Madhusudan Sri Krishna, and she becomes so very upset, and she laments, alas! What has happened? Have the cows called out to Krishna for help because some demon is trying to catch them? Have the cows been caught in a forest fire? Or maybe Krishna found some fault or some dosh in my character. Maybe there's some fault in my character or my behavior, so Krishna just walked away and left me. And maybe he just went to some other gopi, but how could he do that? Why would lotus-eyed Krishna, why would he suddenly leave like that? So then this is described here by Srila Nathadas. How amazing! Certainly this is amazing. That although Radhika is sitting directly on Krishna's lap embracing him, still she feels separation from Krishna. This is impossible for our mind to conceive. That's why Sri Jiva Goswami Pad is telling in Tattva Sandarbha that Bhagavan is like this. We should accept this from beginning to middle to end. It's called, and he said, unless a sadhaka can accept the principle of Achintya Tattva, that Krishna is inconceivable, his rasic dealings are inconceivable, his creation is inconceivable. It's inconceivable how this little banyan, this huge banyan tree with these little fruits called figs that erupt on the branches like little mushrooms or something that just kind of pop out of the branches, that fig, that inside there's a little tiny dot of a seed, and that seed will be eaten by a bird, and then a pigeon or whatever, and then when that seed passes through the bird and then lands on the ground, then it'll grow into this vast, huge, unlimited bandira tree, bandiravat. That's inconceivable. So that's this is an example. That's why he says amazing, chamatkar, adbhut, chamatkar. This is amazing. It's directly sitting on the lap, because we have no framework, no reference framework. Oh yes, I had that experience. I was sitting on the lap of my wife, and I had my arm around her, and someone said, "Your wife left." Oh, that's good. Or no, or maybe that's no. We don't. It's inconceivable. So this is the alokik bhav, the alokik lila, the transcendental lila. But it's inconceivable. But it's amazing, and it holds us such types of amazing readings and conceptions and leelas. They actually, that's why I said they captivate our mind and capture our hearts. What a world What a dynamic world. I can't imagine such intensities of relationships and intensities of loving attachment. It's inconceivable, but it's attractive. Somehow I have lobha for this, I have greed for this, I'm running after this. I don't know why or how. It's from last life mercy of sadhus or this life or somehow. And we're all sitting here because we've become a little bit crazy about this whole world of loving service and this whole, and especially Radharani, she has such a multifarious diamond-like personality. It's this aspect and that aspect. Because she's even Uddhav who learned so many things directly from Brihaspati, the guru of the devatas. Uddhav Mahashaya, he's Sakshat Brihaspati Shishya. He's a direct Sakshat Brihaspati Shishya, the direct disciple of Brihaspati, who's the guru of the devas, Indra, etc. And he knew so much, and but he couldn't understand the love of Radharani. He was in Mathura with Krishna, and he saw all the love, the Madhurya rasa over there, and all the different rasas. But then when he came here, it was totally a new experience. So this transcendental ecstasy is called Prem Vaitshitya. We covered that. Radha is the ocean of pure loving pastimes that creates innumerable waves of ecstasy. And Krishna is so astonished to see Radharani's Prem Vaitshitya. He glances at the Sakhis and he tells them, don't break Radharani's, Srimati's illusion, because I want to witness Priyaji's wonderful expression of love for me. So in her delusion of love and separation from Shamsundar, Radharani says, alas, Krishna could not decorate my hair with Madhavi flowers today, nor could I string a garland of champak flowers to kiss his chest, and I didn't get opportunity to beat Sham with the jasmine flowers just for fun. Today, at the very beginning of our meeting, the beginning of our Kunja Lila, a forest fire has broken out. And then there's another, when I read this about Prem Vaitshitya Lila, then I see another reference from earlier in the book I want to read. This is from verse 47a. Srila Nat, this whole idea, it's very nice to hear about this Prem Vaitshitya Lila. It's one of the most extraordinary loving expressions. So the commentator, Srila Natadasji, he quotes this contemporary Vaishnava, who was a very expert poet and devotee, who put everything in Bengali. So he's describing Radharani's Prema Vaitshitya, sitting on Krishna's lap and feeling separation from Krishna. Keli kunja abhyantare shamala sundari wadi. Anke dari shama vinodani. The same word, anke, we said anka. Ankastite. Mahatanka ankastite. Radharani is sitting on the anka, on the lap of Krishna, but she's Mahatanka. So here in Bengali, Anke Dari Sham Vinodani. A very beautiful name of Radharani, Sham Vinodani. She who fills Krishna with vinod and pleasure and sweet happiness. Hatat Hari Anurage Vival Hoy Amade Viraha Brantite Unmadani. While Shamsundar is holding Sham Vinodani Radha on his lap in the bower of his pastimes, Keli Kunja Abhyantare, Radharani suddenly becomes mad. She becomes vivala. Vivala means totally bewildered and overwhelmed. She becomes mad of Hari Prema, Hari Anurage. This I said that Prem Vaitshitya is one of the aspects of Anurag, Rag Anurag Bhav. And she imagines that she's separated from Krishna. Viraha Brantite Unmadani. She becomes mad in separation from Krishna. And then I'll just read some of the English. Rai then embraces her Prananath and tells him with sweet words, O Sham, O jewel of qualities, O Mohan, where are you? O Madan Mohan. Jaya Shri Nikunjarani Mohanangi Shamamani. Jaya Prema Vaitshitya Ratana. Bhane Shri Prabodhananda Jaya Banok Banakula Chanda, Jaya Jaya Shri Radha Raman. Jaya Jaya Shri Radha Raman. Glory to the victorious Queen of the Bowers of Sham ladies with the enchanting limbs. All glories to the Queen of the Bowers, the jewel of Shama ladies. Shama ladies. Mohanangi Shama Mani. That's a category of lovers. It's very extraordinary qualities. So Radharani is the money. She's the crest jewel of all these type of Shama Nagaris. Glories to the jewel of Radharani's mood named Prem Vaitchitya. Prabodhananda Saraswati says, glories to the moon of the king of Vrishabhana's family. Glory, glory to Shri Radha's love. It's a very beautiful name for Radharani. Banakula Chand. We say Nitai Chand, Gaura Chand, Gauranga, or Krishna Chandra. So this is Kula means family, Bano means Vrishabhana Maharaj, and Chand means moon. She's the moon, she's the full moon, illuminating and giving fame and beauty to the entire dynasty of Vrishabhana Maharaj. Banakula Chand. Very nice. Banakula Chanda, name for Radharani. So this is, I think that's the end of this class. There's some other points we can also discuss, probably tomorrow, because we just started the discussion of her mercy, and that we're all experiencing. And tomorrow we'll discuss about Radharani's lotus feet. The lotus feet are worshipped by millions. Pranali Koti Nirajita Parasusama Madhuri Madhava. So Madhava, Krishna is worshipping Radharani's Madhuri Pada, her sweet feet. And Pranali, it's interesting, it's Pranali, it's not Pranali, it's long A, Ali means gopis. Divyad Brindaranya Kalpadrumadat, Shrimad Ratnagara Simhasanasa, Shrimad Radhashila Govinda Devo, Preshta Alibi Sevyamano Smarami. Preshta Alibi, the Alis, the Preshta, the chief, the best of all the Alis. Ali means bee and also gopis. So here, this is Pranali. Pranali, long A and long I, not Siddha Pranali, but the pran of all the gopis, the Pranali, that's Radharani. Radhe Jai Shri Radhe Maharaj. She's a very life force of all the Alis, and they're worshipping Radharani, and Madhava is worshipping Radharani, and Shripad in his Manjari Swarup, he's also worshipping Radharani's lotus feet. So we'll hear about this sweet seva of Radharani's worshipping her lotus feet. Pranali Koti, millions of gopis. It says in the Padma Purana, in the Ras Leela, there were 3 billion gopis. I saw some little YouTube movie the other day of Sri Pran Gopal Goswami, I believe is here also, just next door giving lecture. Now starting, is it? No, I think it's sometime. And he was giving a lecture, and he starts off by saying, you will be sure was there, maybe Moscow, I don't know. He said, do you know how many gopis were in Ras Leela? And someone said, 16,000. He said there were 10 million or something like that. So many million, because in the Padma Puranas there's 3 billion gopis were in the Ras Leela. And all of them are worshipping Radharani. So Koti means millions, Pranali Koti, millions of Pranali, of these Nirajita worship. Pada Susama Madhuri, Susama means Radharani's feet are very fragrant and very, very sweet. So we'll hear about the sweet and fragrant lotus feet of Radharani tomorrow. Radharasuranidhi ki jai. Jai Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Jai Shri Radhe. Prabodhananda Saraswati Pada ki jai, Shri Kartik Devi Radharani ki jai, Shamakan Radhakan Giri Govardhana ki jai.